Okay, so I'm Grasswalker. Hello and welcome back to the Bot Masters 2022. I say it differently every time. On the screen, you should be able to see the entire setup of the tournament so far for the playoff stage of the tournament. You can see how the upper bracket and the lower bracket is developed so far, and we've reached a point where there can be no more lower bracket games until these upper bracket games are played. We are about to have a best of 3 between Beginner AI and Valve Default Unfair, the loser of which will go off and face against Edge AI in the lower bracket round 3, the winner of which will advance to the upper bracket finals. Unlike everything that has been in the tournament so far up to this point, these games will now be best of 3s, which might prove to be dominant one side or the other, but I feel like we want to give these bots a genuine chance to prove that they are better than the other bots, rather than risking any factors of luck, such as bad hero picking, unlucky lanes, runes, Roshan respawn timers, neutral item drops, any kind of RNG in the game. We want to try and minimize by having as many games as we feel comfortable having, and I think 3 games is as many as I'm willing to put myself through, especially if they end up being stomps. So what we have for you now is Beginner AI against Valve Default Unfair. We will hide the playoff stage now. Then I'll just turn this entire screen off. We can see that we've got Beginner AI and Default bots loaded in. I'm not in the lobby, so we will start the game. This is going to be an exceptional match, because Beginner AI is 4-0 and 1 Group A, and the Valve Default Unfair bots are 4-0 and 1 Group C. So you have 2 undefeated teams. Let's see what they end up getting done.
Admiral Kunkka.
Pick-wise, we have Viper, Kunkka, Sven comes out for Beginner AI. They must have seen the ranked matchmaking games that came out, I think, yesterday. I don't know when stuff's getting released.
Oracle.
The first Queen of Pain of the tournament, I will have you know. That is the first Queen of Pain pick this tournament. We are still seeing new heroes here now. I believe we've played at this point 33 or 34 games of Dota 2. And we're seeing some new heroes now. Queen of Pain comes out for Beginner AI. I will say that Beginner AI's team looks awful. I'm worried for them. They might be grateful that this is a best of 3, and that might come back to give them another chance, because these are not good heroes that they're putting down. Oracle, I believe, is a 0-4 in this tournament so far. Oracle yet to put a win on the board. It's just not been done. However, Beginner AI are yet to put a loss on the board. So, who is truly undefeated? Oracle 0-4, Beginner AI 4-0. Someone's O has to go. Either Oracle's going to win or Beginner AI is going to lose. But either way, none of that has ever happened before. Viper mid is a brutal pit. In the hands of bots, heroes like Viper and Razor and Shadow Fiend, these lane dominating presences, they just feel disgusting, because the last hit timing is just so aggressive, and I feel like the unfair bots, they do some unfair stuff. Like, they're aware of invisible heroes sometimes. They always know where stuff's going on. They're also a little bit cheeky sometimes. Like, they'll animation cancel until they see that you've committed. It's like in Elden Ring, when you go to fight a boss and it's reading the inputs of your controller. Like, bro, give me a fair chance. We have a 5-position Queen of Pain. Possibly the worst position you could put Queen of Pain on the map. Queen of Pain 4 is reasonable. Queen of Pain offlane's not bad. Queen of Pain mid is good. Queen of Pain 1 is... but Queen of Pain 5 is atrocious. However, we are seeing Shadow Strike ticking away. Oh, there's a Witch Doctor in this game! I forgot to look at the Dire Heroes. I was so excited by the Radiant picks. Queen of Pain first time. First blood as well for Beginner AI. That's gotta be good for morale. Now they spot the Witch Doctor. So, Witch Doctor, I still believe, is either undefeated or has a horrifically strong record in this tournament so far. It's very close to either 7-0 or 6-1. I'm not sure exactly. I'm keeping the stats as I go, but I don't memorize the stats before every game because I don't know what heroes people are going to pick. Your safe lane for Dire is Dragon Knight Sniper? And the Dragon Knight went boots first. These are some awful decisions. Because Dragon Knight, Sniper, neither of these is really a 5. Sniper 5 is, it's doable. The man's rushing Wraithband and he has take aims. This is not a 5. To bring up the last hits. Very sorry for that, I apologise. Pudge hooks the Sven under the tower and then the cask starts bouncing. If Pudge, he can chase this and he will have a hook in 5 seconds. Salving up is the Sven. Salve is now cancelled. He runs into them. It's a free hook. Second blood for Valve Default and Fairbot, and they kill the safe laner. Unless it's a support Sven. I mean, the Queen of Pain happily farming away. Sven 1 last hit. Queen of Pain 4. I mean, it might be a 1 quap. Shadow Strike onto the Pudge. That's going to make his lane very sad. Pudge, not a hero that can deal with Shadow Strike very well. He doesn't like to be slow. Doesn't like to take damage over time. It makes it even more unlikely for him to ever want to click Rot in this game. I would like it if Pudge didn't skill Rot for this lane. Because, I mean, he has to TP base due to these Shadow Strikes. Radiant should be absolutely dumpstering this bot lane, and you can see why. They have such strong heroes compared to Witch Doctor Pudge, but we'll see how it goes for them. In the middle lane, Viper beginning to run away with the mid lane. NCS 8 denies to the 1 CS of Death Prophet. He's got Null, got a courier coming. What's on her courier? Can't target her courier, I have to go over here for it. Boots. He has Null boots. Sorry, Sniper. TP's back base. He just manages to get out. Dragon Knight, though. His TP's cancelled. He's kind of awkwardly stuck in the lane now. Witch Doctor dies. I tried so hard to follow the action. Should have just stayed mid. Dragon Knight. It's getting healed by the Oracle. He's rooted up now. Torrent after the root. It misses the Torrent! The man couldn't move. How do you miss that skill shot, beginner AI? Showing their youth. Dragon Knight puts down the salve, and I'll put him back in this lane. The Dragon Blood means that he can pretty much always lane. Wop, getting stuck on the staircase means that the lane that was already horrific for her will only get worse by the time she gets back. The Viper's not particularly buying anything to punish this. He's just got his Wraithband wand. Boots Null is about even. Viper doesn't have anything on the courier, so it's... He's got this massive advantage, but it hasn't actually shown itself in anything yet. Maybe Death Prophet... She wasn't involved in any of the kills. I don't know where Viper's money has gone. He bought lots of salves, is that the difference? Guess he's holding on to 200 extra gold, but... With 20 CS, I would have imagined the Viper would have an item or two ahead of the Death Prophet. Each CS worth about 40 gold. Being 20 CS ahead, 20 times 40, like 800 gold he should be ahead. That's definitely like 2 Wraithbands ahead. They're worth 500 gold, give or take. Got Maledict, use bottom. I keep trying to zoom out so I could show more of the action. I wish you could zoom out in real games. Imagine the scenes. Denial. Sven getting good farm compared to the Sniper. 12 against 9. The Sven coming out slightly ahead in the laning stage, especially with these 3 kills.
You died well enough.
We're not going to stay on the net worth, but I am curious. Oh, yes. Sven and Viper way ahead of their counterparts. Sven 600 gold on the Sniper. Viper has 500 gold on the DP. It does not feel like that should be all the lead that it is. If Death Prophet has 2 CS, Viper has 23. You got the 2 level difference. Just spit that Viper strike on him, you see what happens. And this is what I mean, Viper in the hands of a good bot is horrendous to try and play against. It just makes you feel like you want to uninstall the game. The Oracle going in on Sniper, he's tanking a creep wave. He tried to finish off the Kunkka, but the Kunkka's a bit too tanky. Meanwhile, bottom lane, I thought some aggression was going on, and it is! Queen of Pain. Maybe this is what they did, right? They saw the Pudge pick and they went, what 5 can we pick that doesn't mind being hooked? And your choices are kind of like Undying, Ursa, Quap, Puck maybe? I mean, Puck's not got a full blink. So I think they picked Queen of Pain 5 because even if it gets hooked, it can just blink away. I'm not sure if that's the play though. Viper almost has his treads. Death Prophet, Brown Boots, null. There's a Chainmail on the way, working on her phase boots, I believe. Sniper, rooted up in the river. Now we're gonna see the torrent land on him. They figured out the old root torrent combo. Turns out when the target can't move, you don't have to try and aim the skill shot, but Sniper, he's just gonna TP out. Oh, he's not gonna TP out. Oracle with the instant Purifying Flames. Great job. Great job, Oracle. I mean, you're 0-4 this tournament, so just to see any kind of good Oracle play is refreshing. Maybe that's what beginner AI is thinking as well. They're like, we're going to pick heroes that haven't been picked before. We're also going to pick heroes that haven't won before, and we're going to show we're a level above the default unfair bots. Try and demoralize them. Got a hasted Quap and a Viper. You're not killing this DP. You have to think about it at least. I'd like to see him just use the Viper Strike. What is it? Damage per second, 80. 5 seconds. That's like 400 damage. That'll send a base. Just use the Viper Strike. If it kills her, it kills her. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Pudge, meanwhile, it cleaved down. He will get out. There's no Oracle to Purifying Flames that one. Leaves Witch Doctor to get solo XP. The reason Witch Doctor has such an exquisite record in this tournament. Oh my! As the Sven gets the cask bounce, a little bit unlucky, but oh! The cleave puts him low enough for the tick of the Shadow Strike? Shadow Strike, yeah. Finishes him off. But the reason Witch Doctor has such a great record is that all of his abilities are so easy and good for a bot to use. But I'd like to see a cheeky int tread switch. Oh, Dragon Knight tanking a couple tower shots. Oh, we missed the solo kill. He used the Viper Strike just like we asked. And you've got 43-31 against 6 and 4. My god, this Viper has obliterated the PL. Not the PL, sorry. The DP. There's a P in it. Sven chasing after the Pudge. He's probably just one click away. There he is. 4-1-1 for the Sven so far. Sven also, I believe, undefeated this tournament. And here comes a double kill for him. Ooh, yeah. Maledict might tick him out though. He's taking lots of damage. It does! Too much damage. I'm drinking Fanta, not piss, if anyone was worried. I don't think anyone was worried, and now they're thinking, why would he need to clarify that? And now I've dug myself into a hole. So we will talk about the item build. We've got upgraded boots, braces, nulls, ones for the Radiant side. For the Dire side, we have a couple upgraded boots, bottle, chainmail, and half a bracer. So this 3k gold lead definitely being felt in the game. Beginner AI has much, much stronger economy. Viper and Dragon Knight getting pushed away, which you wouldn't imagine. Kunku is a little bit of a lane dominator, but you wouldn't usually see Oracle trashing a lane in this way. And out comes the Breathe Fire. Oracle's really quite low. You get the double torrent. Oracle uses their ult on themselves. And I suppose whilst in base, the ult will heal them to full. Meanwhile, Sven 1v2ing bot lane. The domination from Viper and Sven have honestly set this game on fire. I mean, they are so far ahead of the other heroes. Together they're worth 8k, and the entire Dire team is only worth like maybe 9k? Which puts an unfortunate stamp on the Kunkka, who did not have a great lane. He's even with the Sniper. 60 gold separates them. So the Kunkka I mean, he's got 2 extra levels on the sniper, but the Gunker did not win this top lane. The other 2 lanes dumpstered. I'd say we've got an even lane top and 2 dumpstered lanes in the other lanes. I mean, Sven looks like he's feeding to the tower right now, which does worry me. We'll see what else gets done. Oh wow, he's jungling. I don't know if this is the play when you're that low. Oh no, he's gonna die to jungle creeps. It's close. Mid push with the siege creep. I would love to see a radiant glyph here to keep that siege creep alive. And then the normal creeps get there, but it's a little bit too late. Exorcism pop. Oh, Quapple! No! Then she gets hucked afterwards. The boat's gonna come in. It lands on 3 somehow. Uncle with the cleave. And the burn will take down the Witch Doctor combined with the urn. The burn and the urn. Ow. 3 for 1 in the mid lane, and the Quap honestly could have not showed up. Did 200 damage and died. She didn't need to be there, that fight.
Haste.
Oracle puts the root down, gets the kill. I mean, this Oracle's 6-0. Maybe Oracle isn't a trash hero in the hands of bots. Maybe you just need good enough bots to use it. In comes the Witch Doctor, who's only level 5. Oracle gets hooked in, but now he's level 6! They have to stun to cancel the ult, but it might be too late. Oracle, she resumes her current health. Sven, he's like, I'm gonna get the tower first, guys. Comes in, he ults. 1 click on the pudge, 2 click on the pudge. Stun is available. He should 2-shot this Dragon Knight as well. Viper will get the finish. And it's a massacre. Beginner AI running laps around the default bots. 2 for 3 across the board, and they got the tier 1 tower. And they're getting a good 15... It goes to 1500, so... No. Ooh, I mean, they're still pushing. Yeah, it looks like they're going to get a good 1500 damage on this tower. I should have just committed to my very first opinion. Stun onto 2. Sven, he's running in. He's stunned. The casket's bouncing between both of them. Death Ward, it's available. He splits the distance and he will kill the Viper. That's a lot of gold for the Witch Doctor and makes him the most valuable hero on the Dire side. Got X Mark, bring him back, crack the boat on him. Here comes the cleave. Now Oracle's landing roots onto both of them. Purifying Flames will finish off the pudge. He's not skilling his passive. Got a disarmed Dragon Knight. Double kill for the Oracle, picks off the DP. Oracle will die in the end, and so will the Conquer.
Dashed on the rocks.
A little bit of a sloppy fight there. It says the Viper is the fight, but that wasn't the fight. It was a 2 for 2, I believe. They've added the Viper to that fight as well. So overall a 3 for 2, but the Viper was more of a pick-off, and then the fight came afterwards. Either way, this lead that Beginner AI was building has stabilized, and it has fallen for the first time in a long time in the favor of Valve default unfair bots. Oh lord. That's a level 12 Viper with Dragon Lance. Also has 2,000 gold.
That's exact.
It's worth 7,000. He has 500 GPM, I believe. Let's have a look. 440? That doesn't feel like that adds up. I guess they're counting before the horn? Oh, the farm differential. Look at it. All of the Radiant heroes way above the Dire. Only Sniper cutting the difference. There's your Quapple. It's on 4. Oracle roots 3. Sniper's trying to ult the Quap. She will probably die. Damage is only delayed. Oh, she lives.
Deep sixed.
Maledict might tick down a couple heroes. It doesn't. Just a little bit of damage. Quap going back in onto the Witch Doctor. Finds him. Blinks in. Asket bouncing between the creeps and the Quap. 3 bounces, 4 bounces onto the Quap. Very unlucky for her. Although, the tower regen? Even without the tower regen, he would have been fine. Witch Doctor grabbing a bounty rune, he's like, oh man. How am I the only farmed hero on my team? I wasn't even the farming core. All for nothing. 1k gold lead after that top fight. They also transition it into a tower. And here's something that beginner AI is great about. They're actively willing to jungle for neutral items. So the tier 2s are not out yet, and they almost have a full set of tier 1s. Extra 200 mana on the Viper will help him live. 6 stats on the Sven will help him kill and live and farm. And then the entering on Oracle is what's probably allowing him to run around and kill everyone all over the map. Neutral items, they're a big deal. Seeing now, siege creep and 3 heroes. This tower is low. They're coming in to defend it now, but it might be too late. Rote onto 3. In comes the boat. Boat's on 3 as well. The rum, the debuff, it's stopping them from taking damage too much. Pop will get hooked and die. Purifying Flames nukes the Dragon Knight though. That was like 600 damage. Oh my. And now Oracle mans up on the tier 2. Gets shot by the sniper, but she ults herself, and Viper on sniper action. One's level 15, one's level 6. You let me know who you think will win. It's clearly the Viper. And it's proving to be a stomp. Beginner AI with another team wipe, but it was 4v5 they fought that. Sven sheeping himself mid. Man's gone Midas. They're not just looking to win the early game, they're looking to scale. And the thing is, you got to pick, right? If you're winning the early game and you go Midas, it's a little bit of a concession, because you're like, look at how much I'm winning the early game, I'll buy a Midas, and now we might stop winning the early game. On the other hand, if you build that Midas and keep winning the early game, ooh, do you feel good? Very confident Sven. Finds the Dragon Knight. He's got backup. What ult? The burst's here. Oracle just needs to pick a target. Woof. 1 kill for the Sven, 1 for the Oracle. I'm not sure a best of 3 was needed for this. Valve default unfair. This game's looking over for them. They might want to GG out and think about the next one, but bots, they always play to the end. Hope comes in. Kill onto the Pudge. 13k lead at 18 minutes. I don't know if we've seen a game this stompy since the group stage, and this is in the upper bracket as well. Wow. Both teams undefeated, but beginner AI seeking to remain undefeated as they run onto the high ground, immediately get Hexed and Crook Swarmed. Oh wait, no, Sven did that to himself, I keep forgetting. Viper manning up on the Dragon Knight, he's dead! Oh my lord, the damage is so much. Sniper desperately depushing top. On his courier, he's building a Dragon Lance. That's a good shout. The turtle in the base with the Dragon Lance. Meanwhile, Viper's cleaning up your team inside the base. That's the second kill Viper has made uphill into the enemy base, tanking a tier 3. Sven now clearing Ancients. Neutral items galore. The extra 75 health can make a difference for Gunker. I mean, you got 2,125 health instead of 2,050 health. That is approximately a 4% increase. I'd take a free 4% health. Here we go, stun onto 2. In comes the boat. Dragon Knight instantly dead. Viper's ability to throw down that Nether Toxin, which I believe breaks the passive of the Dragon Knight, makes him very weak. Damage coming in. Viper doing the right clicks, got the bounce of the cask. Let it go, Witch Doctor. Put down that Death Ward. They've got no stuns left. Doesn't go for it. Viper. The tower's going to hit him one more time. He's at 30 health. Oh, jeez. Oracle and Queen of Pain getting a kill in the meantime. They're pushing mid. The other heroes are pushing bot. Which lane do you defend? It has the catapult, to be fair. They do scare off the Sven. They can stun him. They do. No TP out for you, Sven. He doesn't have ult. He does have stun. But this is still a bit of space creation. Oracle pushing mid this whole time. Now they turn onto the Oracle. They're like, good luck with that Shadow Amulet, fool. You will die. Now Oracle does root them up, but the ultimate is just an absolute guaranteed death. So a little bit of a good hold for the dire side, but you have to imagine this game is not coming back to them. 17k gold at 21 minutes. It's an absolute ravaging. The fight mid lane though. Pop jumps out. She's gonna live. Viper's manning up uphill against 3 heroes. And it looks like he's gonna kill all of them. Oh boy! You're playing against beginner AI, you might want to think about picking Viper so that they don't get it, or banning Viper so that no one can have it. Sven, powering through the jungle. Neutral item upgrades available. Essence ring on the Viper, as if he wasn't hard enough to kill. And I think the worst part about this is the 2 mana regen. Like, that's going to give him a poison attack every 10 seconds, give or take. 12 seconds it would be. With his passive regen that he already has. Oh wow, he mans up on the DP. Uphill, easy kill. 1v5 and he gets that kill. Now he's thinking about turning. He has Ags. There goes the poison. So that's Witch Doctor dead. The Pudge ult didn't really do anything to the Viper. I mean, he actually just fought them 1v5. This game's definitely over. The Viper crushing. ADAs, you got 27 and 1. ADA on the Viper. Woof. Pudge popped by the Sven. Double damage on the Queen of Pain. She wants to take racks. They might get this Sven kill. He is very low. One more click, they get it. Costs them the Dragon Knight. Viper now running out of mana, but still the most dangerous hero on the map. Boat onto 2, cracks the sniper. 4 down for Dire. Meanwhile, Queen of Pain going to TP out under the Oracle ult. She should be okay. The way that the Oracle ult, I believe it sort of negates the damage, and then if you were healed, you gain that healing, and if you were damaged, you gain that damage. The Fountain heals a lot. And the Fountain stops healing you at full, but if you're in the Oracle ult, it does not stop healing you. Oh lord, I think Pudge is dead. Well, he's at half. My lord. No racks taken yet. They want more kills. Beginner AI diving the base. I think Pudge is glad that hook didn't land. There's one. Viper manning up, gets the kill on the Kunker, but it probably will cost him his life. To the Viper. Viper is so big, he's just hitting them. And they can't really do anything about it. Breaks the sniper. Starts manning up on the Pudge, and this Pudge is dead. The Rob's not going to stop that. Oh my god. The sniper just ran away with this game. The Viper, sorry. Here comes first racks of the game at 24 minutes. Beginner AI not looking to mess around. They want to be 5-0. Then they want to go to game 2 and they want to win that one as well. No racks in the end. Viper onto the Quap. Viper goes deep push top. I'm not keen on that. I get it, all 5 heroes are respawning, but you've already 1v5'd them multiple times. And if we look to the net worth, Viper's worth over 15k. The entire Dire side is only worth 24k. Oh dear. Viper just has to decide what he wants to do, what he wants to buy, what he wants to get. It looks like Lincoln Sphere might be the choice. It is. Finds the DP. God knows what she's doing there.
None forget the bite.
Sven, thinking about Roche. Sven has Blink, and he also has the Ag Shard. Oh, 3 heroes get caught mid, but there's not 3 heroes there anymore.
On my eyes.
Straight to the bottom with
They don't even try and kill the sniper, they just leave him. Send him base, go for the Roche. Oh my. We've hit that 1,000 gold a minute mark. To be that far ahead in a game of Dota is absurd.
Roshan has fallen to the Radiant.
He's finished his Dragonlance and he wants his Maelstrom. That will help the defense so much. And don't get me wrong, it is hard to push into the high ground against if all the heroes are alive. Crypt Swarm, Dragon Breath, Witch Doctor Cask, Sniper Shrapnel on right clicks, Pudge Hook from the high ground. Because like, if he stands here, he can hook you from here, and that's it. You're like way in the base. Problem is, Dire's just so far behind. They're looking for the DK between the tier 4s, and that's the summary of this game. He's probably going to die before he reaches the base. He lives. I've miscalled 2 deaths in front of the Viper now, sorry.
Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
And beginner AI, they say, let's end this. They start hitting the tier 4s, at least Viper does.
Thank you, my beauties.
I would love to see him pick up a Deso. Something like that, just to end this game. Maybe an Assault Cuirass. Heroes, 3 of them pushing bot. Witch Doctor a little bit stuck in the jungle, and Death Prophet stuck here-ish. Very roundabout
Dire's
way of
middle
pushing
tower
top.
has fallen.
And this is the Crypt Swarm. I mean, one of the tier 4s is dead. Beginner AI is not fucking around. They will throne you. Default and fair bots don't start TPing back. This game is
Dire's middle
over.
tower has fallen.
And at this point, even if they do start TPing back, TPs are too slow.
Radiant structures are fortified.
The win for beginner AI. First of the best of 3. We have to see now whether or not beginner AI can follow that up with another similar performance and crush an undefeated team in this tournament. Or maybe default and fair bots can pick some different heroes, go for a different strategy, get some different lanes going. I mean, the Dire team had very bad lanes. It had 4 hero picks. I would not be going for this kind of stuff. Where they put it wasn't quite right as well. I mean, Sniper Dragon Knight, one of them's the 5. It doesn't make sense. Pudge as an offlaner is not good. Death Prophet's good mid, but she can't stand against a Viper. And I mean, the Viper. Look at him go. 38k hero damage. 21, 1 and 60. Viper, easily the MVP of this game. The Radiant, I'm going to say, doesn't really have one. I mean, the Sniper is the only hero that didn't lose his lane, to be fair to him. He was bottom 3 at 10 minutes. That's not a good sign. He had the least deaths on his team, but not dying is not equivalent to winning. I can't give default unfair bots an MVP this game. They didn't have a hero that had good moments or made good plays or got shit done. The Sniper's the closest thing to it. I might give him a pity one when I end up filling in the spreadsheet. But that concludes game 1 of beginner AI against default unfair bots. We will switch Radiant and Dire. I'm going to say it at the end of this video. I'm also going to say it at the start of the next one. We're going to switch Radiant and Dire just in case there's some kind of Radiant advantage or Dire advantage. But the win rate's been relatively close to 50%, but there's an inherent bias because the stronger team is usually on Radiant. So Radiant has been winning more games in the playoffs, but in the group stage it was favoured to Dire, and then overall it's like pretty much 50-50. We'll see how it ends overall. I believe this patch, I mean, the Arlington Major is going on right now for me. You know, I'm saying spoilers, but this shows that this was recorded like a month ago. The Arlington Major's going on, and Dire has like a 59% win rate or something crazy, so maybe Dire will treat beginner AI worse, even though it's the stronger side. Either way, that brings us to the end of this game, and I'll see you in game 2 of beginner AI against Valve default unfair bots. See you then. Bye.